Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Wake Up Extra. I'm Justin Brown.
And I'm Dalen Brazelton.
Dalen, what'd you do this weekend? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, you know what? I got to say, Justin, I said I was going to decorate for Christmas, and not only did I not decorate for Christmas, I hardly did anything of value. I did a load of dishes. That's about it.
In the dishwasher?
In the dishwasher, yeah. What about you? What'd you get up to?
I was pretty active. I went to this networking event for local filmmakers. I wanted to kind of see what the vibe was like in the community, and I have to say, a pretty tight-knit community of local filmmakers. I met some filmmakers who are working on a project that is filmed in Colorado, but they're going out to LA for a few weeks to film there. And then I think they said they'll come on the show and talk about it. So yeah, you know, the arts community in Grand Junction is pretty vibrant.
That's actually the reason that I am in Grand Junction. I originally grew up in Wyoming and was looking for film schools near me, but wasn't immediately close to me. And I mean, Grand Junction was one of the first recommendations that popped up. And I gotta say, I agree. The film community out here is vast and very talented.
And underrated.
Absolutely.
But you want to know what? I'm not surprised when you take a place that is so scenic and beautiful as the Western Slope to think that, of course, a bunch of people in the arts are going to want to congregate here because there's so many scenic, you know, shots for films and photographs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's barely like off screen. You can, I think it's actually raining a little bit right now, but I mean, like you point a camera anywhere, you're going to have a beautiful shot.
Yeah, so that's what I did this weekend. Also, you know, I'm a big movie junkie, and I have the Regal Pass. So I went to see Running Man with Glenn Powell. It's a remake of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s about this guy who it's a Stephen King novel, actually. It takes place in a like futuristic society where this guy needs to get money for his family, and he goes on this game show where he has to hide from hunters trying to kill him to get $1 billion.
What's that book, A Most Dangerous Game, where like the rich people hunt down people on an island?
Know.
It's kind of, I think
it sounds like The Purge a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah. Speaking of futuristic societies, there is a self-driving police car that was unveiled in Miami. We have a little report about it. Let's take a look.
Meet the PUG Patrol Partner. PUG stands for Police Unmanned Ground, a self-driving car designed to patrol neighborhoods at no cost to taxpayers.
So we partner with a policing lab. They're an innovative company that is sole purpose is to help support and to expand technology when it comes to law enforcement. And they also purchased it for us.
The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office is the first agency in the country to put this kind of technology on the streets.
Perone Robotics has been at this for over 15 years. It's 2 to 3 times safer than a human driver.
At first, a deputy will ride inside to make sure everything runs smoothly. But after the first year, the plan is for it to operate fully on its own. It will operate for about 16 hours a day.
Areas that need additional patrol because presence will deter crime, we can dedicate this car to that area.
It's equipped with 360-degree cameras, license plate recognition, even a deployable drone, and every action is logged for transparency. And if the car comes up on an accident,
the first thing it's going to do is contact our communication center to dispatch. And because people will be able to interact with the vehicle, they'd be able to, for example, share some of the information, like someone needs an ambulance.
The sheriff's office says it won't replace deputies. Instead, it will help handle routine patrols so officers can respond faster when problems arise. They expect it to hit the streets later this month. In Miami, Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
I don't know. What do you think about this? Good idea, bad idea?
I don't know, man. I might have to save this one for the hot list because I might have some hot takes on this one.
Yeah. So again, this is I don't understand this. So it's not going to replace police officers, but it's going to help them patrol communities. I think if I'm robbing a house and I see a police car without an officer in it, I'm not going to be scared. Like, I don't understand. I think instead of coming up with solutions to, you know, help assist police officers in the forms of robots, how about just try to, create an environment that actually makes people want to be police officers again? I think that this is, this is absolutely ridiculous. And it might sound like a stretch, but I have a point. The same reason I don't think we should have the death penalty, because we shouldn't allow the government to be able to decide if someone can live or die. I don't want to have a law enforcement where, they can send robots after you. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. It's like something out of a movie. I really hope that crime is at 0% in Miami, which I highly doubt. The fact that they have time to even try this out. Why not try some better solutions for public safety? I don't think this is the way.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about public safety. We got to talk about what's going on locally with the police here.
Oh, yeah. Tell us this story, because this is in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, so the other day I get a notification on my phone that there was a child loose on a golf cart going on a little bit of a joyride, and kind of been reported that there's been some people asking where their kid is, and it was
this close
quite
to where
the
you
chase.
live?
Where it was reported missing was, but I tell you where it was located, not quite so. It was on the corner of 29 and Benito, which is quite the distance. But luckily, happy to report that the kid was found safe. No injuries reported, and back safely with their parents. So, very interesting local story to be sure, Justin. And glad that it all worked out.
Yeah, the child was reported as lost, and then someone in the community said, "I see a kid driving a golf cart." Yeah, I don't know. That's a crazy. Did you ever run away from home?
I did, actually. One time, I snuck into a stranger's car, and they got in and drove away with me in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was a bored child, and I would get up into straight up nonsense.
Wow. All right. Well, we're going to keep it local because we have a special guest coming up. Our very first guest on Wake Up Extra. Going to be talking about Colorado Gives Day. Is that what it's called? Colorado Gives Day. It's a statewide initiative. We're going to learn all about it. But first, let's take a look at today's top stories.
The House is expected to vote as soon as Tuesday on a bill that calls for the release of all the Justice Department's case files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is among the GOP lawmakers pushing for the Epstein files to be released. Over the weekend, President Trump said he will no longer support Greene, calling her wacky and a traitor. Flight schedules in U.S. airports began returning to normal over the weekend as the FAA eased flight restrictions it had previously imposed because of the government shutdown. Starting today, airlines will no longer be required to reduce flights into and out of 40 major U.S. airports. Shutdown-related flight restrictions contributed to thousands of cancellations and delays in the past week, the worst day being last Sunday, when nearly 3,000 flights were canceled. And in Japan, a volcano on the western island of Kyushu erupted multiple times Sunday, sending ashes nearly 3 miles into the air. 30 flights into and out of a nearby airport were canceled because of the blast. The volcano is one of Japan's most active, and eruptions take place there on a regular basis, with Sunday's blast being the largest in more than a year. Those are some of the day's top stories. Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.
All right, Colorado Gives Day is right around the corner. Now, it's a huge statewide movement supporting hundreds of nonprofits. And this year, one local organization is making a big push to build a creative hub right here in the Valley. Joining us today is Chip Walton, the new, congratulations, executive director of the Grand Valley Creative Alliance and the man leading the charge behind the ARTery. Chip, great to have you here today.
Hey, thanks to you both for having me here.
All right, so for people who haven't heard of it yet, what is the ARTery and why is it such a big moment for the local arts community?
Well, nobody's heard of it because we just announced the name last week.
Okay. So we're breaking ground right now.
Yeah, so it's a community arts studio down on 5th and Colorado downtown, and it'll have 4 different interlocking studios. It'll have a ceramic studio, fiber arts, printmaking, and mixed media. And we just announced last week the name of it, which is the ARTery, and our slogan is building art in the heart of the Valley.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. The ARTery heart. How's that? I have not heard that one before. That's a good one.
We just made it up. We just created it.
Look, you're the head of the Creative Alliance for a reason. All right, so let's get to Colorado Gives Day. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Colorado Gives Day has been around for a while. Over almost 700,000 people have donated over the years. This is our first year at the Grand Valley Creative Alliance participating, but I'm new to the area, and I heard you guys mention earlier, and I think you're totally right. One of the things I noticed so quickly was just what a vibrant arts community Grand Junction has. And so this is a really great way for people to make an impact on that community by supporting nonprofits that are local.
Yeah, and Dalen's been a little familiar with Colorado Gives Day, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just last week on Pet Rescue Crew, we were talking about raising money for Roycehurst Humane Society and other nonprofits around the community in a very similar vein, just to make sure that we can help give back to the community. I'm really curious about this goal that you guys have set, though. $1.7 million for this. Pretty intense. Now, you've already got $1 million lead on this as a gift. I'm curious what kind of art you expect to bring to families and stuff like that with the money that you're raising.
Also, by the way, you've raised over $1 million. That's no small fee.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a really generous lead gift from Chuck and Robbie Bro of $1 million, and we've had a few other large donors as well come in. So, yeah, we're excited. We think we can meet this goal. And I think one of the wonderful things about this is a community art studio for everybody, from recent college graduates, from youth to retirees, professional artists, hobbyists. Everybody in the community will benefit from this, and it's a great opportunity to actually create community by making a gathering space for everybody to come together and create art.
Now, there is a tax credit that you were telling us about. Can you explain to everybody what that entails?
Yeah, so there's a program called the Colorado Enterprise Zone, and we've recently been approved for that. So what happens with that program is you're eligible for up to 25% of your donation to get back in a tax credit. And so anybody that gives any amount, whether it's $100 or $100,000, you can participate in that program if you choose to and get a tax credit.
Wow. So for viewers watching right now, can you tell us how simple it is to give early? Because I know that we're asking people to give early now through December 9th. So December 9th is actual Colorado Gives Day, right?
That's right.
But everyone's accepting donations early. So tell us about how simple it is to give now.
Yeah, so you can always go through the Colorado Gives Day website, but you can also go through our website. That's gvcreates.org. And it's really simple. I mean, it just takes you funnels you right in there. You make a gift, you'll get an acknowledgement and a receipt, and you'll be able to be a part of a really great movement to just really revitalize and rejuvenate an old space that was a gathering community. It was a saloon for years, and now it'll be a different type of.
Oh, it was a saloon?
Yeah, it was
wow.
the Corral. A lot of people know the Corral from back in the day. So anyway, this will be a different type of a gathering space.
Oh, I love that. There's so many awesome things happening in this area. Yeah. And I love that we kind of broke some news here about the ARTery.
Well, we're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to be as close as we are to making this dream a reality, and we'd love the support of everybody out there.
I just love what you're doing. Please keep us informed. We want to give as many updates to the community as we can.
We will do.
All right, now we're going to get to a weather update from Dalen. Let's get to it.
Absolutely. Well, Grand Valley, you can expect some lovely conditions for today and really for a majority of the week. We woke up to a little bit of rain, which is always a good sign. But on top of that, we also saw some snow up on the mesa, areas above 9,000 feet, seeing a fair amount of that snow. So much so that I would love to show you right now, but our camera on Powderhorn is actually covered in snow right now. But on the satellite and radar, we're already seeing that start to dissipate for the region. We saw a fair amount of rainfall, though, about 1/4 of an inch of rain for Grand Junction. Some of the surrounding areas like Moab and Paonia seeing even more so. One of the big things that's happening right now, though, is because, of course, things are getting colder. We're seeing winter weather advisories in effect for a lot of the western slope. The San Juans, the Grand Mesa, and the Northern Mountains, for example, are the key areas. That's set to expire at 5 p.m. for tonight, but that does indicate that things have gotten really cold really fast on the region. And, of course, we got to talk about that cozy cat forecast. With things getting super cold out right now, we got some lovely cats coming up here. Let me tell you, folks, only getting up into the low 50s for the afternoon today compared to where we were last week, nearly seeing 70 degrees, 5 degrees from record-breaking temperatures. This is much nicer for the region. So Grand Junction, for example, seeing 53 degrees. Montrose even cooler than that for the day. And then over the course of the day itself, we're only going to be seeing those low 50s for a couple of hours. And then that sun has been setting a lot earlier. For the rest of the year, we're going to be seeing these sunsets before 5 p.m. So things getting a little bit chillier as we kind of go alongside. But a new low pressure system is building on the west coast. Hopefully that means we're getting some more rain, a little bit of chances for some snow building in areas like Montrose this week, but only time will tell as these models kind of figure out where we're going to hit some of these snowfall potentials. And that's your weather, Justin. Yeah, it's pretty.
This must be an
stuff.
exciting time of year for you as the weather changes.
It really is. And that plus the fact that I feel so holly and jolly. And so when I see just the slightest bit of snow, I feel my heart grow 3 sizes.
Aw. Well, today was a good Wake Up Extra. We had our first guest on.
Absolutely.
You know who I'd like our next guest to be?
Let's hear it.
The kid who stole the golf cart.
Yeah, let's get that kid on
Let's
there.
get him on. If you know him, if you are him, or if you know him, have his people call our people. We'd love to get the inside
Just drive on
exclusive.
down, honestly.
Just drive on down. Yeah, they're no, let's go for a golf cart ride with him.
There you go. A little bit of joyride.
All right, well, this was definitely a joyride. This was a good time. Everyone, thank you for joining us for another edition of Wake Up Extra. I'm Justin Brown.
And I'm Dalen Brazelton.
And we hope that you have a great week.